Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I have about 6 to 7 topics for this video. The first one, we have the Russians claiming that it was not the Ukrainians who organized the invasion of Russia in Kursk and Belgorod, but there were 3 foreign countries, foreign outside of Ukraine, who participated, organized, prepared the attacks on Russia. Would that make them participants? I think they were participants. The first weapon, the first bullet they sent to Ukraine, they were already actively involved in a war. But the Russians decided not to consider and do anything about it. Very interesting. Second topic, the Russians call the Germans, the German government, liars. All right. Why? Because the Germans say something and the Russians say the other way. So what happened is regarding Northstream pipelines. The third topic, Vladimir Putin goes in a surprise visit to see the Chechen warlord Ramzan Kadyrov, who has been dead for about, I don't know, a year already. Remember, this guy said that he's on a terminal, whatever, illness and he's done. Anyway, there's some pictures with the two of them together again. Anyway, so that's one thing. The other one, Putin, if you remember, if you don't, I'll let you know now, visited Azerbaijan. And guess what Azerbaijan did one day after Putin left? We want to join BRICS. Exactly. And I'm going to show you a map to understand the geopolitics of the situation in the Caucasus. We have Georgia over there, and we have Armenia over there. Next one, next topic. We find out that whenever you fight, and you don't fight, let's put it this way. Whenever you go to Russia and you say, you know what, Russia might have a point here, you immediately are a bad dude. The media here and the jackals here will call you a bad dude. So if you remember Steven Seagal, bad dude is a Russian citizen. Gérard Depardieu, the French guy, oh, he's charged with some assault with a woman, sexual thing. Okay. There were some American boxer, again, went to Russia. Oh, he's charged with this. He's no. Now we have a guy, an American, former Guardsman, who decided to fight for Russia. He's a pedo. He is wanted on charges of child, Okay, plus he's a traitor. But everybody who fight for Ukraine, be it trans or bans or cans, no, they are the good people of the planet. Why? Because that's how the baboons function. Only evil, only good, like immatures. And then the last topic that I have here, since we are in the world of, or time of reparations, the Iranians, more than 400,000 Iranians sue the United government for 1953 coup. They should also go to London and take care of those guys as well. If you don't know what's going on, I will let you know. So if we are a reparation and we point out to who did what, then Japan should go and say, hey, you kind of committed a war crime on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. What are you going to do about it? You can't touch us, like MC Hammer. You can't touch this. That's Americans doing for you. All right, so let's start with the first article. You don't have to believe this, obviously, but I would like you to verify. And employ patience. Why? Because you know that saying, by the time truth comes to the, to tell the truth, to let us know what happened, the lie goes around the world 50,000 times. So here it is. Russia Today, 21st of August 2024. Russian spy agency names states enabling Kiev's Kursk incursion. Now these are mild because they enabling. Remember, enabling. What's this? We don't want you. There you go. The US, UK and Poland trained the units that broke through the border earlier this month, the SVR has said. Okay, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to bomb the shit of those 3 countries? No. All right. No surprise to me. NATO countries helped Ukraine plan and carry out the ongoing incursion in the Kursk region, the Russian Foreign Intelligence Service SVR has said. Moscow has previously accused the US and other Western countries of enabling Kiev to strike deep inside Russia and target civilians. Well, they just made a video a minute ago where this guy said, yes, we used US-supplied HIMARS to destroy your bridges. That's why they say. So what are you going to do as the Russian leader? Go to the source. But no, somehow they don't go to the source. Go and watch that video. I made the point what's going on with the Russians. And I'm quoting. According to available information, the operation of the armed forces of Ukraine in the Kursk region was prepared with the involvement of the security agencies, CIA and so on, of the US, Britain, MI6, and Poland. The SVR said in a statement publicized by Izvestia on Wednesday, or MI7. According to SVR, the Ukrainian units that crossed the border earlier this month underwent training in Britain and Germany. And I'm quoting, military advisors from NATO countries are helping with the coordination of the invading units. What does it mean? I'm in charge. I tell you where to go, what to do, stop there, don't do this. I'm the guy. I'm the guy who plays on the chessboard. Not you. You are the peon over there, and I'm the guy who moves you around and decide where you're gonna move, little horsey. Okay? So who is in charge? Who's playing the piece of whatever the chess on the chessboard, or I play? Who's in charge? Who's fighting the other guy? Kasparov versus Karpov. Who's fighting? The little things over there, or my brain and my little fingers or hooves, whatever the case may be. And with the use of Western weapons by the Ukrainians. Okay, we already know that. Okay, we already know that. Let's move to the next article. This is from Sputnik. US, UK, Poland took part in preparing Ukraine's operation in Kursk. Russian foreign intel. You don't have to believe this whatsoever. I encourage you always to be skeptical, but verify. Take some of your little clicks on whatever Facebook or whatever might be and go and check it out and be patient. Be patient. Sometimes the truth comes with time. Why? Because these guys are fighting it. Why? They're going to tell you the truth after you can't do anything about it, after everything is already dead. As the Romanians say, the pig, the Sioux, is how is it? The female pig. The female pig, scrofa, e moartă. Problema e că e cu curul în ușa cotețului. That means you can't open the door. So the Sioux, the female pig, is dead. The problem is it's dead with its ass against the door of the, I don't know how you call it, the pig's whatever house that you have. Why? Because you can't open the door and get the pig out. It's gonna decompose and smell being with blocking the door with the ass. The same here. You can't do shit about it. What are you gonna do? Well, spread the word. That's the first. Verify. And then patience, spread the word after that. On August 6th, Ukrainian forces launched an incursion into Russia's Kursk region, which was slammed by President Vladimir Putin as a large-scale provocation. What are you going to do about it? Go to the source. The Kiev regime planned the attack with the participation of the US and NATO. Russian presidential aide Nikolai Patrushev earlier said. Ukraine's operation in Russia's Kursk region was prepared with the participation of the US, UK, and Polish intelligence services. According to available information, I'm quoting, the operation of the Ukrainian armed forces in the Kursk region was prepared with the participation of the US, British, and Polish intelligence services. The units involved in it underwent combat coordination in training centers in the UK and Germany. Military advisors from NATO countries are providing assistance in managing Ukraine's units that have invaded Russian territory and is using Western weapons and military equipment. Got that? Got that? Got that? Okay, if you got that, now let's move on. Is this news for you? Did you not expect this? Are you surprised? All right, let's go to the next article. Sputnik. Russia denies Germany sharing information on Northstream attacks. Germany came out and they issued an arrest warrant to a Ukrainian man who lived in Poland that supposedly is the guy who blew up the Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines. I don't believe that. I believe that less than 1%. that occurred. Not even. I give 1%, so I don't give 0. That's the thing. I don't think that happens. I think it's Al Capone's and its intelligence services and the military, obviously, probably with the hands of the Norwegians, maybe the Brits and whomever over there, the jackals, how in the movie, in the cartoon Simba or the Lion King, you have Simba, the good guy, and you got Scar, that I always liked, the black mane lion, and around him are the jackals and the, what's the name, the hyenas, and they all stay behind the great lion, which is the United States of America over there, Scar, who's got a scar over there, and they're like, they're tough, because Scar is around. When Scar is not around and they meet Simba somewhere, they're like, that's exactly what happens. So Germany said it was the Ukrainians, and the Russians, Lavrov, to be more specific, said, isn't that strange? I don't believe that's squat. You know why? We found out information from the media, from reports from American media. Is that how it works? They didn't share it like officially, because it was a report provided, I don't know, I think it was the Washington Post or some garbage legacy media, how they call it. I call them system operatives. This is the mainstream media, the corporate media for me. System operatives. They work for the system to baboon us. Some of them are already baboons by birth, but what can you do? So Lavrov said, no, they don't share with us shit. We find out from the media. What kind of investigation is this? That tells me, he said, this is not trustworthy. Just think about it. I'm not saying that's reality or that's true. No, just think about it. Use logic, use our patience and logic. Here. So then he says, no, Germany is not sharing information on Northstream. The German Foreign Ministry's statement that Berlin is sharing information with Moscow on the Nord Stream terrorist attack are a lie. That's the word you use. Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman, Great Maria Zakharova, said on Wednesday. Oleg Tyapkin, the director of the Russian Foreign Ministry's third European department, said in an interview with Sputnik that Russia had officially filed a claim against Germany regarding the investigation into Nord Stream bombing and is seeking to hold talks on Germany's fulfilling its international obligations in the fight against terrorism. I covered that yesterday. On Monday, German Foreign Ministry spokesperson Sebastian Fischer said that Berlin is exchanging data, it's very interesting, data, with Russia on the Nord Stream bombings, but is not providing information on the interim results of the investigation. And I'm quoting, they, the German authorities, do not provide, I'm quoting, right, the facts they have on the investigation the Russian side, although they are obliged to do so. Russia insists on holding official bilateral consultations in accordance with the current regulations. They, by the way, rhymes, are prescribed in the UN anti-terrorist conventions, end quote, Zakharova told the briefing, adding that these statements on the exchange of information are a lie. That's the same way I said when I came out of America the first time. I was using the word fat to refer to obese people or overweight people, which is an exact term used for a condition. You're fat, you're overweight, you're fat. And the Americans were like, remember, this was in the 1990s. It was not even 2 years. No, and we're like, and someone said, don't say they're fat. A woman said, don't say they're fat. Use some other. I said, well, like what? Fat means you're, okay, what am I supposed to, don't use that. What am I supposed to use? Use big boned or big. I said, what? Big boned. So you're not fat, they're big boned. Why? Well, they don't like it. Well, you don't like it to change your fucking condition. Or you want me to change my perception and keep my mouth shut because you're a... You don't like that? Change the condition. Don't try to impose that on me, not to see it and say, hey, you're fat, you're unhealthy. Here for you. Anyway, let's move on. So that's a lie. And these guys will say, oh my God, don't call it a lie. But it is a lie, if that's true. But then use, here they say, not totally true. Well, not totally true, so you don't... in the investigation job, you receive emails where they say, gentle reminder. And I send back a gentler reminder. Gentle reminder. No, give me a reminder, tell me this. You need to do this. Gentle. It's like, I'm just gonna, lady, I'm just gonna insert my right here, and you just stay there. Okay, and it's a rape. No, 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 no. I'm just gonna penetrate you a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna just insert. I'm not gonna. If we talk with euphemisms, we're in deep shade, and we are. But who are in charge for our semantics, our vocabulary? Who are those guys who decided all of a sudden midget is unacceptable, but little people are okay? No, midget, that's what you are. What am I supposed to do? Not say it? Why would you feel offended? Like someone say, Emily, you're ugly. Okay, thank you. What am I supposed to say? Don't say I'm ugly. Why do I care? Or let's say, Emily, you're short. Okay, I'm 3'2". All right, let's say. All right, I'm 3'2". So what am I supposed to say? I'm not? I am, so what? Oh, no, you are not supposed to say that. You hurt my feelings. But that's reality. You have to be comfortable in your skin. That's how you get tougher. Oh my God, you called me this. You called me a cracker. What do I care? What do I care? Anyway, but that's an honor, just so you know. Next article. Here, Sputnik. Check out Vladimir Putin's visit to Russia's Chechnya. So, Russian President Vladimir Putin visited Kabardino-Balkaria, North Ossetia, and arrived in the Chechen Republic on Tuesday as part of his working trip to the North Caucasus Federal District. So hero of Russia, right there. In Chechnya, the Russian president visited the tomb of the Republic's first president, hero of Russia, Ahmad Kadyrov. The Russian head of the state also inspected the model of the new district in Grozny named after Russian president. Putin also met with the head of Russia's Chechen Republic, Ramzan Kadyrov. I thought this guy is dead already. Didn't say he's got this and he's got that and he's dead. He doesn't look to me dead. Not even, unhealthy. Or this is a picture taken, I don't know, 15 years ago or something. Anyway, look. You see, I don't know if you're familiar with shaking hands, but there's a different kind of shaking hands, and that shows the closeness. The first one is one hand, the other one. I'm not talking about how you come into it, like Putin north-south, like that, like this, or like this with a hand, like this with a hand. I'm not going or straight like this, or like Putin. He always comes from here, like Oitsuki, from here, palm there. And that's the first one, straight. The other one, you use this palm to touch the hand when they touch the, that means like more respect. The other one, touch the shoulder, the elbow, Jesus Christ, or the right here, touch like that, where Putin is. And the other one is obviously the embrace. So these guys look at their closeness. That tells you something. Kadyrov uses both hands. You see that over there? That's respect, and Putin shows more closeness by, this shows a kind of subordination. I tell you why. In Kyokushin karate, when you shake hands of a superior in black belt, okay, you use both hands, and the guy that has more black belts than you got, dans, they're called, they give you one hand. If you're equal, you do whatever you want. But as an inferior, you use both hands and you bow. So over there, Kadyrov is both hands, Putin is closeness, baby doll. All right, just so you know, extra information. If you didn't have that, maybe you have more, and I'm glad if you have more. That means you're a very educated person, which I like that. Russian President Vladimir Putin and Chechen head Ramzan Kadyrov meet at Grozny airport. Again, they look like, here they are. Look at this guy, I'm gonna get you. Now they went from a shooting range. Again, they don't. This guy doesn't look. I mean, he looks like what's his name, Russell Crowe, right here, the new Russell Crowe. Remember, he doesn't look like the one in the how do you call it? Jesus Christ, man! What was the movie in 2000? Jesus Christ, I like the one with Marcus Aurelius, whatever they are. Jesus Christ, I can't remember the movie. Anyway, here it is. And then again to the tomb, right here. There's some flowers. Gladiator, Jesus Christ, gladiators. It was a bullshit historical event with a gladiator, but I'm not going to go into that one. It was a great movie. I liked it a lot. But there were so many mistakes in that movie, historical mistakes I'm talking about, things that would never happen in ancient Rome. But nevertheless, they made the movie. That's their product. Hollywood for you. All right, here, the Associated Press. Putin makes surprise trip to Chechnya amid Ukraine's cross-border incursion. Here they are. Not much diversity here. But anyway, that's great. That's great. You see this guy? Muslims with Christians, with atheists, with this, and bearded, not bearded, mustache, no mustache. Anyway, here they are. Russian President Putin on Tuesday made an unscheduled trip to Chechnya, a mainly Muslim republic within the Russian Federation, his first visit in nearly 13 years. Next one. Day after Putin visit, Azerbaijan applies to join Russia and China in the BRICS alliance. I told you this is a scramble for Africa, I mean for the world again. Why? First club, Al Capone's plantation. The other one is the club of the very good, as I call it, which is the bad dudes of China, India, Brazil, South Africa, Russia, China, they say that. And then you're gonna get Turkey, you got Iran, you got North Korea, all these guys, Venezuela, all the bad dudes are gonna come over there. Why? Because these guys tell us they're bad. And their media show us evidence that they're bad. Oh my God. All right. Why did he visit him right here? Why? Azerbaijan formally applied Tuesday to join the BRICS bloc of developing countries the day after Russian leader Vladimir Putin's visit to oil-rich South Caucasus country to shore up regional ties and secure Moscow's under-pressure trade routes. It's not because of Armenia and Georgia. No, because Associated Press changes the topic. You lie by omission, or you focus not on the main reason, you focus on other reasons to make a point. Right now they ignore the fact that he went over there because of Georgia mainly and Armenia mainly. Why? Because NATO countries, some of them, deliver air defense systems, France, and want to deploy troops over there to train Armenians and Georgians. So let me show you where, do you know where the Caucasus are in between the Black Seas and the Caucasian, Caspian Sea. That's where they are, right there. It's nothing near the United States of America, France, Great Britain, and other eagles. More like vultures, actually, not eagles. Anyway, so let me show you where the Caucasus are. Right there. So this is the Black Sea. This is the Caspian Sea. This is Kazakhstan. Here is Turkey. Here is Iran, Armenia, Georgia, Azerbaijan right here. And Dagestan with Khabib and Islam right here. Both of them. North Ossetia, South Ossetia, Chechnya right here. So he got right here. Abkhazia is right here. So he got right in this. South Ossetia is right here. North Ossetia, South Ossetia. So here he came. Why? Because Georgia, Armenia without Georgia doesn't have access to Black Sea. Here, Turkey, NATO will never help Armenia unless the price is right. Remember, you got Erdogan. He's an opportunistic guy who works for himself and Turkey, which that's the way you should be to a certain extent. Georgia tried to be overthrown, a little revolution, if you remember, with a so-called Russian law, which is actually American law, 1930s, if you remember, but it's a Russian law with the foreign agents. And they tried to overthrow the government. They couldn't, because Armenia, in order to have a little breakaway from the Caucasus, you need Georgia. Why? Azerbaijan is not going to help you. Now you see Azerbaijan belongs to Russia. Iran is not going to help you, belongs to Russia. Turkey is not going to help you because it's Armenian genocide. And Georgia is the only one in the whole thing over there that could help you. So you have access, NATO troops coming from the, the Bosphorus, from the Romanian imbeciles, to Black Sea, coming over here and helping in case Armenia needs help. Otherwise, surrounded by enemies. Next article. Here we find out that if you don't like what we say, you are a criminal, a bad dude, and we're going to find something in your past. Like, I don't know, you drove over the speed limit with about 3 miles per hour, therefore you got a ticket, you're a criminal right there. They will find something. Why? We all did something. We all drove above the speed limit. We all did something like that. And not only, now I don't know if this is true what these guys are going to claim, but let me show you the first. Right here, you have to be crazy to join the opposite. This is the This is the message of this article, these articles that the system operatives make. If you go to the other side, you gotta be deviant, gotta be a problem somewhere. I remember a movie, it was a movie, I can't remember how it was called. It was Mel Gibson. I love Mel Gibson even more after he was drunk one night and he was driving and the police stopped him. After that, I loved him even more. I didn't love him after he was did that little with a Russian whore. You remember that one? I was like, come on, Mel, Jesus Christ. How many pussies you got available over there and you get to this one because how many would not do that for you? Oh, anyway, that was bad. But I loved him after the being drunk on Malibu and the police stops him and he was like, all right, do you know that one? If you don't, you're missing. You're missing out. And I love Mel Gibson's father even more. Even more. You don't know what he said? Go check him out. Well, he touched the untouchables, the perpetual victims. So we have here that movie with Mel Gibson. I think it was half Jewish. What's her name? Man. I don't like her, but I can't remember oh my God. The one that played in the one with fucking God. What's his name? Oh my God. I don't know, man. I can't remember the Julia Roberts. It was Julia Roberts. It was Mel Gibson and someone, I don't know, enemy of the state, now something like that. When he has all kind of conspiracy theories, Mel Gibson, but he tells the truth. But he's portrayed over there as a deviant, crazy. Oh, did you bring a toy? Hey, meow meow. Good job, good job. The cat brought a toy. He wants me to play with it. All right, bring the toy. Bring the toy here. Oh, thank you, man. Oh my God, look at the toy he brought. Good job, meow meow. Come over here and play. Come over here so I can show your face. You're coming? Come over. Yeah. I want to grab him. Anyway, so in that movie, he says so many truthful things, Mel Gibson, but he is portrayed in a movie as a crazy guy. That means you can't have this kind of views on the government unless you're crazy. That's the idea with that one. But people like us who are already crazy get him, hey, wait a minute, that coincides. Yeah, but come over here. But the Hollywood tells us that you must be crazy to hold those ideas. I'm not defending this guy. Probably he is, probably he's not. I don't know. Here it is. Military.com. This is, remember, August 19. Former Guardsman who fled to Russia is now a drone pilot in Putin's army. Says he's not a traitor. A former Air National Guardsman who fled to Russia amid criminal charges of possessing child pornography appears not to be serving in the... here he is. Hey, wait, what's going on? Come over here, come over here. I know you don't stay here, but anyway. Here you are. Go this way. You can't go that way. You know that's the laptop, and you can't go on the... All right, good job. Then he thought it's gonna go... Anyway, so again, this guy says he's not a traitor. He's charges on possessing this kind of things. Okay, well, you know that guy who fled, a Jewish director, whatever his name, who was, again, he drugged that minor child and raped her, according to some. You know, I'm not saying that's true. What is his name? And he ran to Switzerland, Israel. He went all in the tour, and he's still not caught by the law. But hey, his what's his name is I can't remember his name. I have it right here. I think it starts with a P. Polanski, isn't it Polanski? The guy, Polish name. Yeah, but he's okay. Nevertheless, so he's. Oh my God, Polanski's movies. Ooh, I watch Polanski's movies. All right, let me talk the bathroom and flush the toilet. No, some things were good, but some things were just their push on our society. Polanski, where's Polanski? Is that what it is? Anyway, but he denies betraying the US according to videos released Monday by Russia's Ministry of Defense. Vilmer Puelo Mota. Now that's Spanish name for you, with Wilmer, German, right? I think. 28. A former security force technical sergeant with the Massachusetts Air National Guard fled the U.S. at the beginning of the year and appeared in videos on social media posts on April, claiming that he was intent on joining Putin's army. Russia's army, is not Putin's own army. Well, garbage, but this is how these guys are making it to sound like. After already having helped fight, I have to keep my hand here because this guy's gonna run in between and is gonna destroy everything. Fight in a key city in eastern Ukraine. Puelomota's flight to Russia occurred as a legal case for possession of child pornography. That's bad. They should be prosecuted and charged and convicted if it's true. That began in 2020. Wound its way through the Rhode Island court system, and according to local outlets, was at a plea deal. All right, next. The Telegraph. U.S. Airman fights for Russia to avoid child pornography charge. That's all you need to know. This is the Telegraph. Right? Not that he might have different. Is it true? Could be. Look at what's his name. Edward Snowden. Jesus Christ. Snowden. Where is he at? In Russia. Why? These guys want to take care of. Where is Assange? What happened to Assange? So yeah, some people run away from this beautiful country. Because why? Because, you know, people like Scott Ritter was raided, his house in the States of America. Why? Because he's a foreign agent. He failed to register. Maybe that were the charges of FBI, not the charges of FBI, of a judge who signed that raid over there of his house. That he's a foreign agent. He didn't register. I thought the Russians are doing that. How about you? Then he was that, they call it Soviet, a guy who immigrated in 1972 from Soviet Union. He became an advisor in 73 of, I think, Nixon. All right? He immigrated from Soviet Union. You know how you were immigrated from Soviet Union 1970s and 80s? Unless you were part of the tribe, otherwise you couldn't. It was understanding because between the community and the Soviets. All right? That's how I knew, that guy is part of it. Immediately he got a job in the government. He just immigrated, right there. But no, they don't promote one another whatsoever. Don't even dare to think that Kanye West is right. No, he's crazy, like Mel Gibson. And this guy. All right, now, let's move on. Next one. NBC News. U.S. vet wanted on child porn charges appears to be fighting for Russia's against Ukraine. Yeah, right there, appears. And we have here the last topic of this video. 400,000 plus Iranians take U.S. government to court over 1953 coup. This is Mossadegh, I think is his name, right? Mossadegh. Then the prime minister of Iran. Democratically elected, if I remember correctly. So Iran in 1953 had a democracy. But this is what happens when you are democratically elected, like Viktor Yanukovych, and you don't do what the supporter of democracy tell you to do, then they don't like democracy anymore, and they overthrow you with CIA, or whatever it was at that time, plus the British services. Why? Because Mossadegh, he said, you know what, I'm going to nationalize part of our national resources, which is oil. Oy vey, you can't have that. Why? Because we tell you what to do, boy. We need your oil. Well, now you can take it this way. These guys could have been just doing like this. Let's don't play this card, supporting these dictators or whatever, unless they don't do what we tell them. Then we overthrow them. I'm sorry. We just support freedom and democracy and spontaneous uprisings everywhere else but here. So these guys are obviously, after Mossadegh nationalized their oil resources, the Americans and the Brits overthrew that government. That is clear. I have a book right here that I read a long time ago, right? No, it's no so well. No, not so well, but that's a good book as well. I picked the wrong one. It's next to it right here. And this is it. It's called Overthrow. And in this one, you have the Iranian overthrow in 1952. Yeah. And this is 6th of April 2006. That's when I had it. I always put my name on this things so I know, and the date and the place. So let's see if I see the table of contents. Beep, 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 boop, boop, boop. And since I'm old, I have to go like this. And one of these things is Mossadegh. invasions, imperial covert actions. This is what it is. So you go and take a look at this book. Read it. It's good. It's good. It's just true. So let's go to see what these guys are saying. Nothing will come out of this, obviously. On August 19, 1953, the government of democratically elected Iranian Prime Minister Mohammad Mossadegh was overthrown in a blood-soaked coup d'etat organized by the CIA and MI6, not 7. The coup has been dubbed the ground zero of US-led regime change operations around the world in the decades that followed. The trial, based on classic action lawsuit involving some 402,000 Iranians or Iranians against 6 U.S. nationals and legal entities over the suspected roles in the August 1953 coup, has formally kicked off in Tehran court. Alright, they will find out these guys did it, and we already know. And I'm quoting, this court case is being held in line with the fulfillment of the rights of the Iranian people. And there is a good cooperation between the government and judiciary. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman said in a press conference Monday, commenting on the trial and the anniversary of the US-backed coup against Mossadegh. Documents, and I'm quoting, which have been published show that this coup was carried out by the United States and Britain against the democratic process in Iran. This coup was an example of the obvious interference by these two governments, especially the United States, in Iran's internal affairs and the deprivation of Iranian people of their rights. As Iran's supreme leader has said, the disgraceful coup d'etat on August 19, 1953 was the starting point of the hostilities and enmity of the American government against Iran and the Iranian nation. Therefore, they must accept that they have a historical debt to the Iranian nation that will never disappear, the spokesman said. Well, just as a caveat right here, or a reminder, when these guys are talking about Iran and why you should hate Iran, according to these guys, they mention 1979, the Islamic Revolution, with there you go, with a guy brought from Paris. Remember, Khomeini showed up in Tehran with an airplane from Paris, provided by whom? Not by Iran. All right, my friends, that's what happened. They say, wow, those hostages in the U.S. embassy. Yeah, they were sitting ducks over there. But then you have to go back. You just don't start the issue whenever you like it only, then on the timeline, and then you pick and choose from there. This is what these guys are doing. When they talk about Russia and Ukraine, for instance, they say, well, the unprovoked Russian invasion. They don't want you to think about anything before that, the 24th of February 2022. Nothing. They don't want you. Why? Because everything else dismisses the charges, unprovoked. You provoked it. The evidence is there. Don't even, no. The same with Mossadegh and with the Iranians. Iran is bad. Why is bad? What happened after 1953? They brought some people liked him. Some people liked him. Reza Pahlavi, the new king who was a little bit, did some good things, did some bad things. And then he was overthrown by the guy from Paris. What was he doing in Paris? I don't know, some shopping, I guess. The same as Lenin, remember? Mr. Ulyanov, the Russian Ulyanov, who was sent from what? Was he living in Switzerland during the First World War? The war was raging in Europe. He got a German train, from Switzerland straight to St. Petersburg. Everything open for Mr. Ulyanov to show up to St. Petersburg to destroy the Russian Revolution and turn it into a Bolshevik revolution, therefore taking out the Russian Empire out of the war against Germany. And then, do you remember where Mr. Leon Bronstein, aka Trotsky, was when Lenin was coming towards St. Petersburg? Yeah, he was in New York talking with his buddies for some money. Not with Johnson and Wilhelm. No. With Solomon and these guys, talking for money to sponsor the same garbage regarding that. So they met in the Russians, Bronstein and Ulyanov. And then you got what? Mr. Jugashvili, aka Stalin. All these three are just Russians, all of them. And there was a Russian Bolshevik revolution. Bull fucking shit. It was an outside organized revolution, which hijacked the Russian Revolution that occurred a few months before. Got that? Got that. So my friends here, what happens? Nothing. We did it. Do you think this guy's going to get anything? No. They're not going to get squat. Why? How are you going to enforce that? Like with Israel right now in the Middle East. What are you going to do? How can you enforce anything? You can't. You can't. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.